Hello and welcome to this episode of Bash for Remedies with Dr. Amit. And the question for today is to be or not to be. This is Scleranthus. Scleranthus is the remedy for people who constantly have a problem in choosing between a few options or two options. Whenever you are presented with a situation where you have to choose out of a few options, and if you feel if there is a pattern in your behavior or uh, in your nature that you feel difficult to choose between the options, then the remedy for you is scleranthus. So scleranthus is the remedy for people who feel it's difficult to take part in Kaun Banega Karodpati because Mr. Bachchan always gives four options and you have to choose between uh, those four options. So scleranthus is a remedy when you feel it's difficult to choose between the options. Uh, so if you are sent to a department store to buy a bread, if you go there, the shopkeeper will ask you, "Do you want a brown bread or a regular bread?" And then there are options, and then you feel confused. You will call your wife or your mother, and you'll ask, "Ki brown bread le lu ya normal bread le lu?" She will say, "Take any bread, yeah." Where you know which bread we eat. So these are the typical problems that these Claranthus people they face. We have seen ladies typically. I'm not gender biased, but we have seen ladies who go for shopping in a sari shop or in a department store, and they have five six dresses or more than that maybe, who are lined up on the table, and they can't decide which one to take. And now this is typical as Claranthus mental state. So scleranthus are the people who find it difficult to choose between the options. So whenever there are options and it becomes difficult for you to choose, you can take scleranthus. There is another use or there is another feature of scleranthus is being unpredictable and being like a pendulum. So if uh, if your mood, your opinions, your decisions they change very frequently. If you are a fickle-minded person, uh, and you change your opinions, moods, or decisions very frequently, then also you will be helped with by taking scleranthus. So if somebody asks about Mr. A, like, how is his mood today? So if somebody is telling them that we met him in the morning and the mood was good, but we don't know. Like now it's an afternoon or it's an evening, so we don't know. In the morning he was in a quite a better mood, but now we don't know what mood he will be in. Then possibly that's the person who needs scleranthus. There are people who go on changing their decisions on their own. We had seen Serato, uh, where the decisions were changed because somebody else influenced them to change those decisions. In Scleranthus, they just go on changing their decisions, their opinions about a particular thing very regularly or very frequently, and that's another use of the remedy scleranthus. So scleranthus is primarily for people who find it difficult to choose between options. uh, it is for people who have a pendulum like uh, nature or temperament where their opinions, their decisions, and their feelings about a person, about a thing, about an event, it changes very frequently where you can't predict. It's an unpredictability. So now we'll think about how to use Cleranthus in various things. How I have used Cleranthus in certain ailments or even in physical ailments. We had seen Mimulus where we had used Mimulus in cases of allergy where there was a fear factor. You have read about Scleranthus now, or you have heard about Scleranthus now. Scleranthus is a remedy where there is an unpredictability. Now imagine a lady coming to you for irregular menstrual cycles, and she gives a history that my menstrual cycles are so irregular that I can't even predict when the next cycle will appear. It can be after 15 days, it can be after 3 weeks, it can be after 1 month, or maybe 2 months, or 1.5 months. I don't know. I can't predict. So I always have to be ready for the next cycle. So this is the kind of unpredictability that my hormonal cycles or the menstrual cycles they show. Now this is a typical situation. It's a typical complaint for which you can actually think about scleranthus. So whenever somebody is like we had seen in cherry plum, so we'll try to revise the earlier remedies. So we had seen in cherry plum about control. So when somebody says that something is out of control or control is my problem, we were thinking about cherry plum. Whenever somebody talks about unpredictability of any kind, it can be in their at their mental level or at the physical level. Think about scleranthus. On a funny note, scleranthus is also a good remedy for a bachelor practitioner. If you can't think between a few remedies for a particular patient, when you feel there are 6, 7, 5, 12 remedies which are coming, and I can't choose between them to make a combination of 3 or 4, then you are actually facing difficulty in choosing between a few options. You can also take a dose of scleranthus, and then possibly a better combination might emerge out of the thinking pattern. So this is the remedy scleranthus. Scleranthus, as I said, is for people who are unpredictable. Scleranthus is for people who find it difficult to choose from the options. They can be small decisions. They might not be a bigger decisions like wild oat. They can be smaller decisions, smaller options, smaller these things, but difficulty in choosing between options and unpredictability. These are the primary features of scleranthus. I hope you will be able to use this remedy in a better sense with these understanding. If you want to know more about bachelor remedies, homeopathy, and health, do subscribe to our channel. Do share our channel with people, and stay tuned for the much awaited bachelor course in English that we will be starting soon. If you have any comments, if you have any suggestions, do send them through our website or through the email ID that we had shown in the footer earlier. Thank you.